Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football, continuing with our freshman spotlight series, and we're going to Norman, Oklahoma. Now, it's been a blast to take a look back at that 2023 class. Guys, we were talking about as recruits committing to their schools. Now we get a chance to talk about what they're going to do year one as true freshmen in Oklahoma. They brought in a phenomenal class, right? Jackson Arnold, Adibari, Peyton Bowen. We should be talking about those guys for sure. I'm taking a little bit of a deeper cut here and talking about Jaquaize Pettaway, who wasn't even on campus for spring practice, and what he can do year one. Now, before we get into it again, just want to say thank you to you guys. It's been a blast talking recruiting, and now it's been even more fun talking about what these recruits are going to be able to do as true freshmen. The support from you guys truly does mean a lot, especially the Sooner fans. It's no secret. We've been drinking a little bit of the Kool-Aid, very high on this Brent Venables Oklahoma team. We've talked a lot about what they've done in the transfer portal, what they're doing on their recruiting trail. And the Sooner fans, you guys have shown a ton of love to the boys. So if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. We will be talking about Jackson Arnold. We will be talking about Peyton Bowen as well. But right now, we're talking Jaquaize Pettaway. And before we get into the film and talk about what Jaquaize Pettaway brings to the table, I want to talk about why Jaquaize Pettaway is worth mentioning. And this is because when you take a look at this Oklahoma depth chart, the wide receiver room is it's a room that we've talked a lot with Oklahoma fans. It's not a bad room. It's a room that's a little bit unproven, right? You lose your star receiver in Marvin Mims. Theo Weiss goes to Missouri. You have a talented group, like a guy like Jaleel Farouk. I've been kind of banging the table for a little bit now. High on the Andrew Anthony transfer as a Michigan fan. I really do think you guys got a good one. But we're talking about guys who haven't really been that productive at the college football level yet. And especially looking for kind of that deep threat, a guy with serious burners that can stretch this defense. That is very important to this Jeff Lebby offense, having that space. And Jaquaize Pettaway is a guy that I want to talk about because he has that ability to work vertically, right? You take a look at him out of high school, and we'll get into the film. 10.55 100-meter dash time. This is a dude that he's not a one-trick pony in terms of just vertical speed. That being said, he is somebody that excels with it. And I think that's a reason why they went out and got Brennan Thompson, too, from Texas, who's also kind of a track star, one of the fastest players in the country, because I think Oklahoma is trying to find that vertical presence that can really stretch a defense. And Jaquaize Pettaway is a guy that I think can do this year one. And it's something we talk about. Like, speed is going to translate. Whether you're 18 years old, whether you're 22 and a graduate player, like if you have speed, that is hard to deal with. And you fire up the film on Jaquaize Pettaway. This is a dude that specializes in working vertically down the field. He consistently beats defenders with his speed and get off the line of scrimmage, and he's very good at tracking balls down the field. He's a guy that you look at this tape, like this stuff is going to translate. The ability to just run right by a defensive back and then go track the football. And then when he is in open space, I should say, nobody's catching him. And that's something that I think he can bring to this Oklahoma offense. And I will say, he's not just a one-trick guy. You're going to watch this play right here, and I've already dug into the film plenty. Like he's a dude that can make those circus catches over the middle of the field as well. Phenomenal body control, really, really good hands. And he looks like he's put on some good weight. Like he looks like he might be pushing 190, 200 pounds. Like he is built to, can take some contact. But again, getting back to what he does best, it is working vertically. And what I think is the most fun part about talking about Jaquaize Pettaway, as we watch one more time, just beats a little press coverage. The guy can't handle him, and then he's just behind a defense, and nobody's really catching him. The thing I'm most excited for, and we go back to this Oklahoma offense, is even if Jaquaize Pettaway doesn't put up crazy stats, right, I still think he's a guy that has a massive impact on this offense. When you have somebody who has the vertical presence that Jaquaize Pettaway brings, you have to be responsible for him in terms of having a safety over the top, right? You have to respect that speed. And what does that do when you have to take a safety and really kind of show the respect for that speed? It opens up a lot of that middle of the field for guys like Drake Stoops, for guys like Austin Stogner to really get to work on. And so even if Jaquaize Pettaway is not putting up crazy numbers, he's going to have an impact on this offense. And even you talk about the run game. Like you have that vertical presence and you want to try to load the box, which I think is going to be a phenomenal run game. Like you won't find a guy higher on Javonte Barnes and Gavin Shawshank, two second-year guys who are extremely talented, running behind a very good offensive line. I get Oklahoma lost Anton Harrison, Wanya Morris. this offensive line is still going to be very, very good. I was really impressed with what I saw from some of those kids playing Florida State, working against Jared Verse. It's going to be a good offensive line. They're going to be able to run the football. And if you can't kind of put another body in the box to stop that run game, because you have to respect a guy like Jaquaize Pettaway's speed or Brennan Thompson, whoever really does step up as that vertical threat, that run game is going to eat too. So the most fun part about Jaquaize Pettaway is not necessarily the statistics that he's going to put up on the field year one. It's just what he's going to bring to this Oklahoma offense. An Oklahoma offense that, again, lost kind of that go-to guy who really could stretch the field vertically in Marvin Mims and Theo Weiss. I think Jaquaize Pettaway and even Brennan Thompson can provide that, and that's going to bring massive, massive value to not only those guys in their stat sheet, but that whole Oklahoma offense. Jaquaize Pettaway getting lost a little bit in that loaded 2023 class. Do not sleep on him having a massive year for the Oklahoma Sooners year one. One of my favorite guys in this class. Again, if you do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. We have some more Oklahoma news coming, right? Taylor Tatum committing next week. We're going to be talking about some of these other true freshmen. Appreciate you guys rocking with the boys, and we'll talk to y'all later.